calculation cards still to be done. You are able to see my screen?
Yeah, now it is okay, fine.
Proration, object group, proration and retropay.
Yeah.
Calculation cards, balance feeds by element, balance feed by classification, balance feeds, object groups, calculation cards, proration and retropay. So we'll start with balances. So balances is what? Balances is the value that is accumulated through a period of time. So that is we have accrual balance. Okay. So how it is calculated? It is calculated or accumulated from the balance dimension. Okay. So balance feeds hota kya hai? It's like a balance feeds means like when you calculate the balance feeds. So balance feeds are calculated over a period of time. The task associated with it is called managed balance definitions. So balance feeds is what? There are two components of the balance. Dimensions and defined balances, then time period of calculations, and the inputs required for the calculation of the balance. Feeds का मतलब क्या हुआ? The inputs required to calculate the for the calculation of the balance. That means what the inputs are required to calculate the balances. So these are the things. Okay. So balance dimensions are what? The two main aspects of the balance: the period of time of which it is calculated or accumulated, it's called balance dimension, and input of calculation of balance is called balance feeds. Balance feeds is what? That means it is calculated for the inputs of calculation for the balance called balance feeds, and that means what we call it, how we accrued that balance. Suppose you have 22 leaves in a year. So how do you accrue that balance? How do you accrue?
Every month we will have certain days.
Every month we have to annually the leaves are 22 leaves in a year. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
In India, I'm talking.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry?
Yeah, here also it's almost same. Yeah.
22 leaves in a year.
Yeah, we have 30. It's almost same. Yeah.
Same 22 leaves in a year hota hai. So and 22 leaves in a year and 22 leaves in a year hota hai. And when you are talking about balance dimensions and balance feeds, balance dimensions is what is like when you are accumulated, which is calculated or accumulated is called balance dimensions, and input feed for the calculation of balance is called balance feeds. Balance feeds is what? When it is calculated over a period of time. That means when it is calculated over a period of time, that is called balance feed. The tasks associated with the balance definitions. A balance can be predefined, created by element template, or it can be user created. So there are two components of the balance: dimensions and defined balances, the time period of calculation and accumulation of the balance, and feeds the inputs required for the calculation of the balance. So there are following are the required balances required, classified based on criteria: earnings, deductions, gross and net pay. So all these things, earnings, head deductions, all these are things are defined, predefined balances provided classified based on this category. Earnings, deductions, gross pay, net pay, all these things are defined balances. Okay? So balance is the value that is accumulated over a period of time. The end result of the value should be of the balance would be a value, be it many hours or a numerical value. There are two main aspects of the balance: the period of time of which it is calculated or accumulated. Just a second. What is happening to my system? Okay, and the feed of balance can be predefined, created by element templates, or it can be user created. There are two components of the balance: dimensions and what is happening to my system? Okay, right?
Yeah. This is assignment.
Okay. So balance dimensions and feed and put calculation called balance feeds. Okay. So this is the way. There are two components of the balance: dimensions and defined balances. Time period of calculations, accumulation of the balance. Feeds means inputs required for the calculation of the balance. That means whatever balances are there, you are going to feed that balance, calculate that balance. So I have accrual balance of 24 leaves in a year, in a month. Okay, so it will be cash. We'll open that application first. Give me 2 minutes. I just open the application instance. is there. So I will discuss this topic. Give me 2 minutes. The chat window. This thing is opening actually.
Okay.
I'm not able to open the instance. Okay, we'll discuss this topic later on. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Calculation cards. Calculation cards are what? We are actually created managed calculation cards for several different levels. So when we talk about the calculation cards, I've discussed the other day now. What is calculation cards?
Calculation, no. Only the PPT level we discussed. And you told you will show the practical.
I will show it to you. No, I've just give me 5 minutes to open this instance. It's still not opening. What changes you make in the application, proration is done because the salary changes, promotion, appraisal, leaves. That is for proration. Retro pay is what when payment for some going to in the current period is called retro pay, right? When payment for some backdated amount is going to take place in the current pay period, it is called retro pay.
Yeah.
Some payment that is when backdated amount is going to the current pay period, that is called retro pay. Okay? Proration is what whenever changes we make in the application, then proration is done. For example, salary changes is there, promotion is there, appraisal is there, leaves is there. So that is called promotion.
Okay.
Whatever changes you make in the application, then proration is done. That is called salary changes, promotion, appraisal, and leaves. Retro pay is when payment for some backdated amount is going current pay period, that is called retro pay. Object groups is what? Object groups are user-defined set of elements or people that restrict the items that are included in various processes and reports. It is a mechanism by which you can set up the definition to retrieve an appropriate set of entries, which should be payroll calculation. So there are four types of object groups: element group, payroll relationship group, work relationship group, deduction card group. So element group kya hua? Elements process for payroll cost distribution process. So a group, it's like when you're consolidating all the elements grouped together. All the group together. So that is called payroll and consolidation group. Payroll relationship. It limits the person's process for payroll data entry and reporting. Payroll relationship group is called when you process the payroll and for payroll data entry reporting. It limits the person's process for that is you're clubbing together the pay. That means all the persons who are associated with the payroll. That is called payroll relationship group. Work relationship. It limits the person's process for human resource and reporting. Work relationships को कहते हैं. Deduction card group क्या हुआ? It is a group of calculation cards for year-end processing based on legislation. So for payroll, calculation cards are very important actually. So reduction card is what? It is like when you are grouping of calculation cards for year-end processing based on legislation. It is based on legislation actually. So it's US legislation, UK legislation, payroll legislation. So whatever legislation is based, that's called deduction card. It is called calculation cards. Okay. It's a grouping of calculation cards. That means calculation cards kya hua? Calculation cards is it's a create and manage calculation cards at several different levels from individual persons to payroll statutory units. So we use calculation cards with components or without components. So why do we use that cards? To capture information specific to person or organization, such as employee tax filing and status. We report at the various highest level and lowest level. Personal calculation cards, tax reporting unit, and payroll statutory unit. So that is called. You can create manage calculation cards at several different levels. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
So for tax filing status, we use calculation cards. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll show you the practicals once I receive the instance. I have not received the instance. Let me message them.
Yeah, retro pay, no proration anyway. Any changes happens to salary, but these things we have to write formula, right? For proration.
Sorry.
For proration, we have to write formulas, right?
Every time we have to write the formula.
Okay.
Okay, let's start. So now that's all with the payroll actually. I will show you the practicals once I receive the instance. I don't have the instance right now. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do one thing. I'll do some practicals are still left actually in this. Balances ka bacha hai, calculation cards is still there, proration and retro pay, object groups is there. So all these things are still there. So I will show you the setups. I'll show you the practicals when you are dealing with the, hello?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'll show you the setups, I'll show you the practicals, and balances, element design, salary basis, and I've salary basis balances. I'll show it to you. Proration calculation cards. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
And so object groups. I'll show it to you. All these things I'll show it to you. But the thing is that right now, so I'm waiting for them. So we'll start with the next module. 2-3 things are still left. Just remember that whenever again that
Okay.
they still show it to you the practicals, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And what about payroll flows? Payroll flows, have you got understood? Payroll flows?
Yeah, payroll flow, I know. What are the steps to follow for the payroll? So it will be payroll run, prepayment, costing, prepayments, archive, output file, and GL transfer.
Transfer to GL. Now you have learned from the training. I'm so happy that some people are learning from the training. But thing is that some people they take the training and after that they forget. And when you ask questions, yeah, I'll give you the same one. What credentials? Give me 2 minutes. What they're messaging. Goal management is what? Goal management is when you are implementing the their major goal plans for a particular this thing. Goal plans for particular of this thing for a company. So what are the goal plans? Goal plans are certain plans and certain plans, mass liability. That means that are goals that are set by the organization, and performance management is what? Certain performances which are set by the organization, set by the organization goals, and set by the organizations to perform a particular goal. So performance objectives is what? Performance objectives is what? When performance management will, I'll tell you later on, but goal management is this thing. Okay? Spreadsheet to uploading goals. So what are the topics that we are going to study in goal management? Overview and integrations, define worker goal setting, using development goals, changing the date format for goals, changing the date format used for goals, goal management integrity validations, Oracle Fusion goal data diagnostic test. Spreadsheets for uploading goals, uploading and updating worker goals using spreadsheet, using the worker goals update worksheet, uploading and assigning organization goals using a spreadsheet, using the organization goal assignment worksheet, using the organization goals upload worksheet, mass assignment of goals, eligibility profile. So these are the topics that we are going to learn. Goal plans, goal library, creating goal plans, adding and removing goals and goals plans, implementing performance management with your integrations, define workers performance document, complaint performance documents, questionnaire templates, questionnaire types, eligibility profiles, performance process flows, questionnaire template, questionnaire response, create a questionnaire, descriptive flex fields for Oracle Fusion Cloud HCM, and performance goals, participant feedback, create eligibility profiles for performance document, eligibility profiles and performance analytics, performance process flows में क्या performance process flow setup, performance flow process flows, participant feedback, participant document feedback, performance document approvals. Performance template sections, we have performance ratings using average method. So all these things we are going to learn in performance management, performance template and performance management, writing assistant, all these things we are going to learn in performance management. Okay. And so these are topics: performance ratings, for how to create performance template, how to create performance documents, what are the performance flows. So all these things we are going to discuss in performance management. The first try with goals. What are goals? So what are goals? Goals are measured ideals for achieving desired results. They serve as targets for performance and essentials for determining employee efforts. So goals are what? They are measured ideals for achieving desired results. Okay. So when they serve as targets and performance and essentials for determining employee efforts. So these are the goals when you achieve the desired results. These are the and essentials for determining the employee efforts. What is Oracle Cloud Goal Management? What is Oracle Cloud Goal Management? A best-in-class solutions for tracking and managing organization individual goals, aligning with the overall management process, and tracking and managing organization individual processes, exclusive insight into teams and individual goal process. Individual goals are not in the context of organizational goals. Goals are tied to performance documents or career objective. So when these are the goals when we are tracking and managing the organization individual goals, executive insight into the team and individual goal process. Individual goals are set to context of organization's goals. Goals are tied to performance documents or career development. So when we talk about goals, so we talk about managing goal setting profile options. So there are profile options for goal settings. Okay, managing goal library and what is the managing goal? Creating update goals in central library so that they are available for the use in goal plans and performance documents. Managing goal plan, perform the task goal plans to manage and update goal plans. Manage goal eligibility profiles, perform the task manager eligibility profile to restrict goals to individuals. Perform the task goal plans to manage and update goal plans. Manage goal eligibility profiles, perform the task manage eligibility profiles to restrict goals to individuals. That means when you restrict the goal to individuals, that is called manage eligibility profiles to restrict goals to individuals. Okay.
Goals to individuals. Okay.
In your task, when you manage eligibility profiles to restrict goals to individuals. Goal plans क्या है? Goal plans are the collection of performance goals grouped by common characteristics. Use goal plans, you can group goals to track them for specific population and time period. Assign goals to specific population. Add goals to goal plan. Add relative weights for goal to goal plan. Include goal plans to performance documents. Decide who can access and update goals using those goal plan. So who can do that? Decide who can access and update goals using group plans. Goal plans are the collection of performance goals. Performance goals grouped by the common characteristics. So goal plan kya hua? It's like collection of goals. So when you create a goal, it's a group plans are there. So goal plans, you can group plans to track them for a specific population and time period. Assign goals to a specific population, add goals to the goal plan, add relative weights to the goals to goal plan, and include goals plans to performance documents. So all these, decide who can access and update goals within the goal plan. Okay, so all these things are goals, are accesses and update using goals within the goal plan.
Okay.
Okay. You understanding what I'm saying? I'm not reading from the PPTs. When you do the practicals, you will understand it in a much better way.
Yeah. This is give me an overall idea only. Once we get the practicals only,
you will understand, because it's just actually it's maybe bahut hai. It is not that it is so easy to learn these things. It looks very easier on the front part. It looks very easier, but when you do the implementation, then you are not able to handle that in the project. It is very difficult to handle the things in the project.
Oh.
Implementation, it's very easy when you see things. Oh, it is very easy. I'm able to do it. This is so easy. Okay. You just have to read the PPT and then finish. No, this is just a first step, second step, and third step. I'm just teaching you first and second step. These third steps comes when you do the implementation. And implementation, when you do the implementation, interviewer will ask you, what is the implementation? They will ask you. Okay.
Yes.
What is the implementation? Okay, so they will ask you, what is the implementation of these things? What do you do these things? So when you create a goal plans, add goals to goal plan, add relative weights to goal. These are steps. Include goal plans. Decide who can access and update goals within the goal plan. Okay? What is organization? Organizational goal is a performance goal that defines the overall objectives of the organization. What are worker goals, manager goals, worker goals? Once goal has been added to managers, workers can log in to view and update goals on my goals page, my team goals page. Who are organization owners? Organization owners are managers who create organization goals to support the objectives and strategies of the enterprise. Steps क्या है? Descriptive text में lookups, profile options, celebrity profiles, review period notifications, manage goal library, goal plans and goal plan sets. ठीक है? Descriptive text में lookups, profile options, eligibility profiles, review period notification. These are the steps. Just you can memorize these steps one by one. You have to follow these steps, right?
Oh, okay.
What is Oracle Cloud Performance Management? Easy navigation and completion of performance-related tasks, executive insight performance management business process, flexible template-based performance evaluation system, ability to gather multi-data feedback. So these are the things Oracle Cloud Management deals with. So cloud performance management. So we are not, we have not, I will not teach you performance management steps right now. Okay.
Okay.
First, I will finish with the goal management. Then I will finish with the performance management. I will not
Okay.
start performance management right now because it's maybe both hai.
Yeah.
We will do finish with the goals. Goals actually. Then we'll start with performance, right?
Okay.
So we'll do it tomorrow. We'll continue.